I lie about the details of my violent car accident for years. A few years back, when I was 16, I had been gifted a dingy old sedan from my grandma. I had used the car for about 6 months and gotten super used to it. Dingy was my prized possession. I had been out a bit late and trying to get home in time so my mom wouldn't get too pissed at me. I had been wearing a revealing outfit at the time and had decided in my non-developed mind that it would be a smart idea to change my clothes while driving. Oh my goodness. I had successfully gotten my clothes off on until I had gone out to put my sneakers back on. Sneakers back on. Sneakers. Oh shoot. In that moment, I was so distracted that I lost control and completely spun out on gravel. Was going 55 to 60 miles per hour and didn't think to brake. Ending up flipping in my car and almost breaking both my legs. Was able to call my parents and get them to the scene where they called the cops. Told the cop it was a freak accident and I just randomly lost control of my car. Still to this day, hold to that story. Wow. Like, I don't know, like that is probably the dumbest idea I ever heard, is trying to change while you're driving and putting the shoes on the sneaker. Like, I don't even wear flip flops when I try to drive because there's the accident of like the flip flop getting stuck on the accelerator or the brake and you can't even control the car. But this girl, she took it to another level. She want to change the whole outfit. That is like, definitely a very unique or freak accident for sure. Because imagine if she told the parents the truth about why the car got into an accident. She was like, "Oh, I was trying to change the outfit while driving," and they will be really, really, really mad. It's a lot of common stuff like this, right? Because every time I drive to work, I see someone doing makeup while driving. Where they use the car mirror and do lip makeup, the eyelashes while driving. It's hard to multitask, but multitask while you're driving is another level because you literally putting your life on the line. And she was going 55 to 60 miles per hour. That is really, really fast. If she hits something heads on, the airbags will be deployed 100% and she will be flying out the window or flying somewhere else. I bet she didn't even, like, the scary part is probably she didn't even have her seatbelts on, right? She had to unbuckle her seatbelt in order to get a bit more comfortable and then start changing the sneakers, changing the clothes, and yeah, all that just to avoid the mom's confrontation. I think this take definitely a bit too far. Hopefully, she learned her lesson never to do something like this ever again, because it could have been really bad. Like, you could have lost your leg, like you said, lost both of your legs, have a permanent injury on the spine. That's happened to one of my dear friend in high school. She was driving home. It wasn't her fault, right? She was driving home and driving about the same speed as her, around 50 to 60 miles driving home. And then a truck drunk driver, was going the opposite direction and hit her head on at nighttime. She didn't have time to react. She swerved to the right, but didn't have time to avoid it. And the truck headlight hit her heads on, and she was permanently wheelchair bound. It's the saddest story ever because I interacted with her, in real life in high school, and she can't really do much now. Like, she can't go to a vacation, she can't walk anymore. She need assistance all the time. And like, if I ask the OP, is it worth it to avoid a confrontation with the mom and getting the risk of permanently wheelchair bound for the rest of your life? Definitely not worth it, right? So I take this very, very seriously because I never really be on my phone while I drive, right? It's dangerous. I try to be on my phone while I'm like on the red light or green light, and then I'll be on my phone. for a bit to change the song or something, and but never like this where you know you try to I did like I'm gonna be honest. I did one time, did the most dumbest thing ever because I was on Tinder and I finally got a date on Tinder, right? And she was texting me to change location, and it was a very heavy traffic. And I want to reply yes, that sounds good, and I replied to that, but my eyes and my leg and my hand were all coordinating, trying to drive in traffic, which is 6 lanes, full pack, go and stop traffic. I had to turn because I'm not familiar with the area. It was very, very stressful. At that moment, I feel like I could totally got into an accident because I was literally texting and driving, trying to tell her a new time, a new date, or a new supermarket. And when I got there, she made me wait 2 hours to the original time. I was so mad. I should have left. It was one of the worst dates I ever been to, and I could have got myself into an accident. After that, I just wasted all my money on her, and sometimes I just like, boy, don't do this. It never worth risking your life, like her trying to get a confrontation, or like me trying to get a date, trying to make sure that she is happy. The text can wait. Yeah, you don't need to reply back as soon as possible. I should have just waited. I should not have just text her and trying to get a set out a date. It was a miserable experience. I will never ever do that again. And yeah, I learned my lesson. And I was very thankful I didn't get into an accident. Definitely gone home a couple times when I tried to text and drive. And yeah, I didn't end up like her when I got into a horrible accident like her, where if she didn't have any, probably she didn't have any good insurance, so the car is a total loss. So she probably had to spend money trying to get a new car for the ride, because in America, if you don't have a car, you technically cannot get anywhere. You need a car to go Walmart, and you need a car for school. If you don't have a car, you can do Uber or Lyft. That would be super expensive. Alright, so hopefully, like, she learned her lesson, never to change your clothes while driving. This is not my thing, right? I seen people try to eat and drive. It could be like not as dangerous as changing clothes, but it could be a bit dangerous too, because you're not really paying attention. And the worst thing is something you cannot control. If you have a baby in the car, right, and the baby start crying, and you try to comfort the baby, and you're not paying attention to the road, that could be the problem. Because that happened to me, to my mom one time, because I was little, and I was trying to like tell her that the sandwich she made is nasty, and she said, "Eat it. Stop like complaining about it." And then her car went off the ditch and hit a mailbox, and she was furious. Like hit a ditch. It was bad. So, something you cannot control, like a baby in the car, right? It's hard to stop, looking at the baby, and the baby start crying, and you try to comfort the baby. So every time I drive and you have a baby, definitely need another person in the car, because you cannot handle the crying, and you try to like make sure to comfort the baby, and you might get into an accident. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong, like driving, and if you can avoid it, definitely try to avoid it. An example of that would be changing clothes in the car. If I could avoid it, what I would have done, I would have parked the car somewhere else, closer to the house, right? Park it, change clothes, like maybe in a dark place, a Walmart parking lot, or something, or somewhere on like a Dollar General, back of the store, nobody usually there. Park it there, change clothes, and everything will be fine. So really hope that she learned her lesson, and let me know in the comment section below what you think of the confession, right? Definitely really bad, and the people never really found out the truth about the accident, but we all know about the truth now. But yeah, if you want more of these confessions, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name is Kelvin, and I see you guys next one.